Finish. What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Dame, you want to say what up?
Say paso.
All right. Got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. I'm over here trying to get my drink together before I go in the dungeon and get this show started. What up, though, Sonny?
Hey. I made it.
Okay, bet it up. Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties at first, and then I didn't know. I thought I was having technical difficulties, and Dane was still trying to get his stuff together. So he didn't know. We didn't know which one was wrong or which one was right.
That's how it happens.
Right.
That's what happens.
Man, so how did y'all weekend go?
My weekend was a weekend of rest. I've been running around with these Easter baskets, and I'm finally done as of tonight. My sister actually came over to cook, and my daughter helped me put the baskets together. So she cooked dinner. My daughter helped me put the baskets together, and I was like, okay. Now I'm ready to. I was ready to chill, but I'm like, I got podcast tonight, so.
That's what's up. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera together.
Oh no, you're good. But how was your weekend, Dame?
I was kidnapped.
You was kidnapped.
Yo.
Oh, she didn't see the pictures. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, she probably didn't see the.
Yeah, Saturday I went out with some friends, aka Willie Styles and his boys. And we went downtown, had a couple of drinks here, some food, more drinks, and drinks. So yeah.
Wait, I think you forgot to mention we had appetizers and drinks. Don't forget the drinks.
Drinks and drinks.
Drinks and definitely drinks. So yeah, so we went to
so it was his birthday or we went out?
We actually had planned on trying to go out next week, I believe, and then somebody was like, "Oh, such and such is going to be out. Such and such is not going to be able to go." Blah blah blah. So they were like, "What about March 28th?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, no, that's perfect. That'll work." And then I hit up Dame like, "You got to come out, bro. You got to. It's March 28th. You got to come out." So if y'all don't know, that's a national holiday.
What's the national holiday? You got to school me.
I'm 26 all over again.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, so but yeah, we had a great time though. Shout out to the fellas. We got together at a distillery in Corktown. It's a small neighborhood in Detroit that's pretty much on the map originally for being the home of the Tiger Stadium, as well as several Irish pubs and things like that. And now it's basically the home of Michigan Central, the train station where they revitalized the train station. It's tons of restaurants and bars and a couple of hotels, and it's just a really great spot to hang out and party and all the things. So we went down there and did that. There was also a place called the Corktown Tap House that we went to. Shout out to them for just like nice little layout, chill vibes. They had a DJ. They had duck pin bowling. They had a wall full of self-serve taps for beer, ciders, wine, seltzers, all kinds of stuff. Like I'm usually struggling to find something to drink at places like this because I only drink hard ciders and meads and things like that. But they had me covered. They had really good wine. They had really good seltzers because I'm not even a seltzer drinker, but I found a seltzer that I like there. I tried everything. I tried a little bit of everything. I tried a fruit forward beer. I tried 3 or 4 different. Well, actually, I tried all of the ciders, but I drank 3 or 4 of them. Pretty good amounts of 3 or 4 of them. And I had, like I said, one of the seltzers. They had about 4 seltzers, maybe 5 seltzers. They had a wall full of wine. I had 2 of the wines. So yeah, I tried everything.
That wine was not.
Y'all definitely had a whole lot of drinks with appetizers.
Indeed. So yeah. So shout out to them.
I got one gripe. I want a rematch and recount over those darts games because that was
the dart game, bro. I'm still not understanding how the dart game worked and why we didn't have a score. I'm like, bro, like me and Dame, we came in there killing it. I had a couple of bullseyes. Dame had a couple of bullseyes. Everything was like going, and then it wasn't. I'm like, how did it work out? Like, how did they win? I don't know. I think we got robbed. We definitely got robbed.
Oh Lord. Well, that's good that y'all had some fun.
Oh,
gotta add them back in.
Sorry, I had to switch screens.
Okay.
Or switch cameras. But yeah, definitely it was a good time. A bunch of my friends got together and we just, did the thing. And Dame has been out with us a couple other times, so he already knows the deal, how we get down. So we we definitely showed out for Dame, for everybody else that just wanted to just get out for the weekend and all that good stuff. So it was good.
That was me. So
Indeed,
I just sent the pictures.
Indeed. I think we all needed that break.
Yeah.
All right. So tonight,
to get outside though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm outside this weekend for my little sister's birthday. So
oh, okay.
I gotta put clothes on, like we going out and out, so I gotta look like something. She like, what you wearing? I'm like, girl, I don't know. We got to see the weather, and then I got clothes. I just one thing I got is clothes and shoes. It just depends on the weather and how we looking.
Right. No, I know how that is. Yeah, we don't even know how the weather's gonna be now that it's springtime. It's always
because it's spring, but spring is losing. Winter's still beating spring up. So
right.
Well, you know how we dress. We go outside with jackets, with shorts on, with sandals and socks because we don't know what's going on. High socks. We got the high socks.
Yeah, that's pretty much how this weather's coming. Spring is when. And it's funny because I just looked at my screensaver. I got snow on the lake. I need to change it.
Yeah, it's probably about that.
No, my work computer had spring because I'm on it more. So
okay, got you.
My work computer has the spring vibes because it matched my office. It's spring.
Right.
Home is still winter and cold, but then it is when you come home, it's cold and wintry. But
for sure. All right.
Yeah, shout out to the ladies before we get there. A Main Character Energy podcast. We did the 4th episode drop this weekend. I led the charge this time. It was fun. We had a lot of laughs. So if you guys missed it, go check it out because it was fun. Like it was a funny ass show. Like it we were trying to be serious, but it was a lot of unseriousness happening.
Gotcha.
Those be the best shows. Those be the best shows when you're trying to be serious and just you lose all cabin pressure. Just like nah.
Right.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a great show lined up for you guys. We got some topics from our group chat. We got some topics from some people polls, and I definitely got a couple of good trending topics. The first one being a post. This came from a post that I saw a few weeks ago. It's been lingering in our group chat. We haven't had a chance to get to it. At least I don't think we have. I got to get back and organize all of our group chat.
Got a lot going on in there. We got to figure out where we left off at.
Yeah, because I started jumping around, which was a big mistake because I jumped around and then didn't do anything about those items still sitting
that we already touched.
I was like, I need to start deleting them out of the chat, But yeah. So this one definitely I feel like we haven't touched. Because I feel like there were some things I wanted to say about this, and I don't remember ever saying them. So, this post came from, I think it was a Reddit post, and it was about people's exes. And bottom line, the lady that posted it was saying how she, I was having a conversation and she was telling somebody about one of her exes, and she was telling them about how great they were, that they were great in bed, they were good providers, they did all these things. The thing is, she's in a relationship now, and
somebody else.
With somebody else, and I don't know if I don't remember it being like she was saying it right in front of the guy, but I feel like this was like one of those kind of situations where it definitely would come back to him, or somebody would say something. But long story short, the question is, regardless of if your mate is there or not, is it appropriate to discuss and proclaim that an ex has been so amazing to you? And I think the difference with this post was, I think she was talking about the impact this guy had on her in her life. She was saying how great he was, but in the terms of, he made her a better person. She wouldn't be the woman she was without him. All these things. Again, an ex, not the man she's with now. Is it okay? Is it appropriate to publicly proclaim an ex has been so amazing and impactful while in a different relationship?
Why are you talking about your ex? If he was so great and amazing and impactful, why y'all not together? Like, it's so many questions of why. So
right.
if that was the case,
See, that first thing, amazing, you're like, first things first.
Impactful. Why are y'all not together? Like, why is he an ex? Something didn't work out. Something was not amazing, or maybe you weren't a great person. So that's what you're alluding to. I don't know. I don't necessarily. Like, I don't want to sit around while somebody's bashing their ex, because it makes me look at them side eye. But also, when you are shouting into the mountaintops how you wouldn't make it without this person, it's a little off-putting to the current person you're in a relationship with. It doesn't give good vibes. It can, like, while depending on the situation, like, I don't know. I don't like it. Like, I don't want you to bash your ex. I don't want you to do that, right? But if you're acknowledging where you fall short, or where you fell short, and where you corrected yourself, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah. Dane, what's your thoughts?
Praise or diss of your ex in public, not unless they know this. I guess the background, if you're bashing them, if you're using it as a joke, one thing. But I give my ex credit. Like, she did do some good, nice things for me, but I'm not just going out the blue. If we're talking, depending on the subject and the context of it, if you're talking about certain things, like, well, I could say that she changed the way of my eating habits. Like, I didn't realize you can bake so much food and still taste good, better than fried, more healthier food. That's the extent of me giving praise to that woman. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was my thing about it, was that I felt like it was, it's one of those things where, I mean, like, to the points you guys just made about how sometimes you can acknowledge that there was something that may have come good, or some type of, positive came out of a situation. And I've talked to people who felt like, they could say that, not one particular ex, but like, oh, I've been with people who were good to me and they treated me well. Or, I've had a situation where, this person did something and it was, a surprise, and, I didn't know I was going to like it. Like Dane was just talking about with food. So I can see that being something that could come up. But like you said, and I think you were saying, Sonny, is that when a person is, basically gloating about an ex, talking about them in such a way that makes them sound like they were so great. Like, first things first, why aren't you with them then? Well, it was so, if they were so great, why you not still over there? But two, I think it definitely downplays your current mate. If you're being so high, putting this person on this high horse, best I ever had of this, best I ever had of that. And it's like, You know, is this new person chopped liver? Is this new person, you know, you know, why are you still with them and not with the other person that you think is so highly of? And I definitely know I you know, I'm one of those kind of people where I have to be chosen. I don't want you to be with me and I'm just a consolation. You know, I definitely, you know, I don't have a because I know some people who have an importance thing where they have to be the, you know, the number one thing in your mind or whatever the case may be. I don't have that, but I definitely don't want to be second choice. I don't want to be
like an
afterthought. All that, I'm. Don't do me like that, because that's gonna be the end of this. Because
like to Dane's point, I could, you know, we all could say something good about an ex, right? Or why we were with them, why we were attracted to them.
I have nothing good to say about
these things. Like it could have been like they were very intelligent, but they was also a cheating bastard.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But like to be on the out loud and in public, like, oh, they was the best person ever. They was so amazing. They were so impactful and blah blah. Like, bitch, what? Go be with them then. What the fuck? Like, I couldn't be there if that was like the case. Like, I could, like I said, I don't want you just bashing them, because I don't want to hear that either. Like, I don't want to hear like you constantly bashing your ex. I don't want to hear that either. But I also don't want to hear you acting like they God's gift to mankind, and somehow y'all just ain't work out because no, that's weird as fuck.
Right. What definitely weird.
Mike say?
What up, though, Keela?
Yeah, hey, Keela.
What up, though, Mike? Mike says that's disrespectful. You should just say that you've grown over time. I wouldn't mention the ex that got me together to my new woman, and especially not around others. Exactly. That's the big thing, because I'm definitely not about to give credit. Yeah. I'm not about to give credit to somebody that I'm not with. I'm sorry. You know, I personally might feel like, oh, you know, yeah, this person got me so far, but no, no. I'm not doing that. I can't see a world where like I'm going to
you got me to run away from you so I can go lead to greener pastures because you was crazy as
because you was crazy as hell, or whatever the case may be. What up, though, Jasmine? Jasmine said, I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but there are boundaries and limits with showing your current partner respect. Exactly. Because you're not respecting your partner. You can't
be out here wilding, just saying, like I said, if you out here boasting like this person, I'm assuming was, like, the side eye, because what type of time you on?
Exactly.
Like I said, as soon as you start with that, and they were so impactful, and they did this, and that for me, and blah, 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 well, go be with them, bitch. Like,
exactly.
So I got to ask this question real quick.
You know, I can see you.
I got to ask this question real quick because she's listening. So how would it look after we're about to go on 13 years of marriage, 3 kids, house, car, mother-in-law? So how would it look if I just start saying some outlandish things like, yeah, my ex was the best thing ever? How would I live in this house?
Right.
You gonna go home and act like everything is cool. Hey,
why my thumbprint don't work for the key no more? I can't get in the crib.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. That's diabolical. I'm sorry, I didn't finish Jasmine's statement. She was saying, you know, just not showing current respect for, or showing your current partner respect. You live and you learn. They were just part of your life experience for both positive and negatives, but definitely don't overdo it. Definitely don't. Smooth said Scorpio shit, Willie. What up, though, Smooth? He said Scorpio shit, Willie. We come second to no, definitely second to no one. I know I'm better than all the rest of them niggas.
Like, fuck them motherfuckers. They ain't me.
They ain't me. I tell my wife that every day. Like, ain't nobody better than me at anything. My job, at life, at anything. I'm the best father, husband, worker, son, everything to everybody. So
like, I'm the best that ever happened to you, bitch. Like, your bed ain't shit without me.
Right.
I'm one of none.
What's the podcast name, Sonny? Main character energy.
Yes, man, I'm definitely a main character. I'm trying. Keela
in fact, I'm the only character energy. How about that?
That part,
bro. Everybody else
role players.
The ex like they want to be with them can be this mentioning ex like they want to be with them can be disrespectful yet informative, but it's not cool when your mate brings up their ex, but mad and bothered when you bring up your ex. Just don't bring up your ex. Like you can have conversations about your ex, but you like it's the context of the conversation and what y'all talking about, right? That make you bring up an ex, like right. So certain conversations will have you talking about past relationships, but it's not what you do, it's how you do things. You're not about to sit in my face. I don't care if we're in public or not. We could be in the house together. My ex, bop. And if the greatest person, the fuck, go home, go to their house. Then the fuck are you talking about? And then vice versa. So we should both not be doing that. But like, don't. And people do that. They talk about the ex, but they don't want you talking about your ex. It's like, well, we're not going. So exes should be off limits. Like unless it's for the betterment of us, as far as what we doing to progress and not trying to do from past situations, that makes sense. But all this extra shit, like we could talk like we're not about to big up no exes. Listen.
Yeah, just randomly out the blue. She used to cook for me like this. What the?
Like I'll definitely generalize the fuck out of like exes. Like I talk to my friends and I'll be like, my exes.
I do the same.
I can say that like these exes, they always like all of them took care of me in a sense, right? Like not necessarily like made sure I did this or like, certain things that they always like they may have been a cheating whore, but they made sure I got from point A to point B. Or like, they made sure I was good as far as this. I didn't have to worry about this, but at the same time, they was out here doing God knows what with who. So we know both sides of it. Like they was good in this one area, but the rest of it, they epically failed. But like, I'm not about to sit here and be like, this ex was the best thing since sliced bread, and it was this high up person, and it's just the best thing. And I'm just talking to somebody with my current around. I wouldn't even do that, but with my friends when they ain't around. So like, no.
Right.
No.
Keep it
weird energy.
Keep it PG and be like, you know what? They were good people at the time. We outgrown each other. Deuces.
Yeah.
Like
if I ain't with nobody, I'll joke about some exes and say some shit.
Oh yeah.
About them. But also, they wasn't shit. That's why they exes. It's not that they weren't shit, but like we didn't work out, so that's why they an ex. I'm not bigging up no.
Yeah, no, thank you. All right. Next topic. All right, actually, this is a two-parter.
Okay.
First part is sounds like I fix it because I just looks like I broke it. All right. First part is, when you let's say you're having an event, you're throwing a birthday party, throwing a house party, throwing a barbecue, whatever you're doing, and you're inviting people, right? When you send the invite, how do you interpret people's text reactions? So everybody's got text reactions, right? iPhones, Androids now can react to Androids, all that kind of stuff. How do you interpret reactions? Is it confirmation that they're coming, acknowledgement only? Like, what do you think of when you see just a reaction versus actual words?
That you acknowledge my text message.
Okay.
But
that's it. Dang, this type of time you on?
I know.
Because we just went through this. No, because we just went through this Saturday and we were talking about it. That's why it was just so funny that, wait, you just got thumbs up reaction. That means you got it. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Are you?
Yeah, I definitely need, I feel like the text is just acknowledging that you saw my text, but it doesn't tell me whether or not you're coming. And if don't tell me you're not coming. If you don't tell me, if it's something that I got to RSVP to or have a certain amount of head count, I'm not counting you.
That part, yeah. So that's what I'm kind of getting to, because I definitely that's my thing about reactions. Me and my wife throw events all the time. She's a huge, big party person. She loves throwing events, and we've had get-togethers where it's casual, like, oh, just let people know, no big deal. But most of our stuff, because it's either at our house or at a venue, and we're trying to make sure we have enough food, make sure we have enough seats, things like that. We usually want people to let us know that they're coming. We'll even say it just to make sure it's clear, RSVP, or let us know if you're coming, or send me a message to give me, let me know who's all going to be there. That's a whole
Not
other
that e-bike.
topic. I don't have that in my questions. But long story short, you know, what is your answer? Tell me what are you doing? And getting text reactions, I'll be confused. Like, it's some people I just automatically know if I only get a reaction, they not coming. They just acknowledge it. But there's so many people that do it, and I'm like, are they coming? Are they not coming? They're gonna just pop up. You know, I got a friend, and that's why Damon's laughing, because we were talking about this. Like, we never know. He could react, and we'll be like, he might show up, he might not show up. You know, we're not sure. You know, and you know, no shade, no hard feelings, but it's just one of those things where you just never, you know, you never really know. And then it causes me to second guess other people's reactions, because I'm also like, are they saying they just seeing my text, or are they saying that I don't know. I'm confused. I don't, you know, I had a friend of mine, I had never really had him do a reaction before, and I remember him doing a reaction to this text, and he showed up at a party that I was throwing, and I was like shocked that he was there. And it was just like, oh, like, I didn't know you were coming. And he was like, oh yeah. He's like, I got your message. I was like, yeah.
You gotta start sending a message at the what the fuck, when you have an appointment, and they send confirm.
Press 1 to confirm. Press 0 or
reply Y, and it's like, thank you, and I locked you. Now I'll see you at your appointment. You got to start sending those messages, because but then again, that don't even matter, because I have people that I just had my son's birthday, and right. I made a Facebook group and everything, and people said they were coming, that didn't come, and then it's people that always say they coming and they don't come.
And they don't show up. Now that's a whole different problem.
Yeah,
that's a whole different problem, because
you're trying to make sure it's food there for everybody, and then people don't come. Like plus side was we had extra food left over, but it's just like, and I don't really be pressed about that, but I like to make sure everybody is, whoever said they coming, they're gonna have enough food, and you could take them home or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, Keita said she's seen the message, not coming, or not to her, but that's how she interprets it.
And the communication of it is like crazy, because they send an emoji with a smiley face, thumbs up. It's like, man, I told you I was coming.
Right.
Right. That's not confirmation. That's just saying, hey, happy to see you. Hey, thumbs up, good day. Like, no, we're grown adults. We're past our, well, Sonny, just welcome to the 40s, Sonny.
I'm 40, I'm like 43 this year. Sure shit.
I know, but but we're past the age of 30s and 20s, and you know, we're like, we might show up, might not, whatever, party goes on. No, we're grown-ups now. We can use our words.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. So my second question of this is a short one, but I got a third one now, because you just reminded me of this other question to the same kind of topic. Is after you invite them, you know, and if it's, you know, if you're inviting them, I said to your home on here, but I think really to anything, but when you invite somebody to something you're throwing, do you send a reminder to RSVP?
It depends on the event.
Okay. Like
if it's something that I really need a head count for, I will send a reminder. Like if we're having something like at a restaurant, I need a head count. But if it's something in my home, I'm not reminding RSVP nothing. You said you was coming, or you said you weren't, and if as far as I know, you're not coming. So if you ain't let me know you're not coming, I'm not gonna bother you.
Got you. What about you, Dane? You sending that reminder just to RSVP?
No.
You like the less the better.
Hey, more food for me for the week. Like my kids
that's one thing. I ain't about to be preparing food for people who ain't RSVPing.
Hey, that's more.
And then when you don't come and it's not enough food, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, that part. Yeah.
And you know what? That's more food for Jasmine not to have to cook throughout the week. So, you know, just saying.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's rude to not RSVP and then show up. That's just crazy to me. You know, I think, you know, some people don't realize that that's really a thing. Like, I think some people still operate, especially at a home, you know, and I think it's more, maybe that's why I put when inviting people to your home, because I think that when people see something that's going to be at your house, and regardless if they've been there or not, or if they, but if they feel like, oh, it's just at the crib, I don't really got an RSVP, it's just at your house. I think that's how some people think. They definitely kind of lean in on this, thinking it's so casual because it's just, it's just at the crib. But then also I've seen this with weddings. I've seen this with birthday parties. I've seen, birthday parties at event venues. I've definitely seen that in those situations too, where people will just pop up and the host is looking like, you didn't RSVP, or didn't know that these people are coming, and they get way more people than they anticipated, that kind of thing. I just think it's, when a person asks you to RSVP, let them know you're coming, and if you do RSVP and you can't come, like Sonny said, don't just not show up. That's just not right either, because they could have been preparing.
Tell me you can't come, or especially when you like the world of social media and everything, you could go in and change whether or not you're coming.
With that part, yeah,
that's very easy, because like I remember we talked about this a while back, when you have weddings and people RSVP or they don't RSVP, and then somebody says, oh, I wanted to come, or I forgot to, like, you're paying per plate. So you should RSVP. Birthday parties at venues, you should RSVP, because some venues you have an amount of people you can have.
Right.
Saying I need you to RSVP, I need you to RSVP. And if you're not RSVP, don't show up. And everybody know me, I have no problem with telling you to get up out of here.
So you're like, nope, you can't come in. You didn't RSVP.
Yeah, and like for my house, I think everybody know me. I think Willie knows I'll kick people out of my house, but not a care in the world. But I do have functions at my house. Normally, if I put it out there, I know, depending on what it is, like if I had a cookout, I'm like, yeah, I'm having a cookout at my house, you probably can pull up. But I'm also going to tell you to bring something to put on the grill, or bring something. Don't come. I feel like people showing up to an event, like something like that, empty-handed is crazy, unless they tell you this is.
Well, yeah. Like so my wife is. Yeah, my wife is a type where she's like, don't bring nothing to my events ever. Like, just don't ever bring anything. Like,
yeah, no, and I have events where
she wants to curate the whole experience.
Yeah, but like, and I have events where I'll just do that. Like, I'm cooking, you don't gotta bring nothing to show up. Mm-hmm. And I tell people, like, even for birthday parties, if I ever had birthday parties with my kids, I'll have like a gift situation, but you don't not come because you can't get a gift. Just come, right? I'd rather you be there than to get a gift. My son don't care about a gift, right? He doesn't. My daughter, I didn't raise her to care about a gift, but come support my child, whatever the case may be, and just pull up. I'm very much that person. And I like, depending on, like, I'll have an event, like, so I'll have, like, say if somebody say, let's do a cookout. All right, let's do a cookout. Everybody that's participating, everybody bring something. Like, even if you're bringing something to put on the grill, juice, cups, something, to show up with something. A bag of ice, because people need ice. We always need ice.
Oh, for sure.
So like, bring something.
Right? I got a friend now who made himself the honorary ice guy.
Yeah. So then we good. But like, it's a lot of events that I had that I don't ask you to bring anything. So when I'm asking you to bring something, it's because there's going to be a lot of people there, and I want to make sure everybody's covered, especially if it's something like where I'm making burgers, but you only eat turkey. Bring some turkey burgers. I put them on the grill. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, whatever the case may be.
Right. For sure. All right, last question on this tip. How many invites do you send someone who doesn't show up to things until you stop inviting them? Is it 3 strikes you're out? Do you give them all the chances in the world? What's your take on that, Dane?
It depends how close you are with that person, because life be lifing. Some people are just naturally busy. Their schedules don't coincide with regular schedule. Like my wife, she's a nurse, so a lot of times we can't show up to events. Like, I know you sent me numerous of invites in the past to hang out, just like this past weekend but unfortunately I couldn't do it because gotta be a stay-at-home dad, while she works. Right. I know some people who just, me and my wife just talked about this weekend too. We always got that one couple we've known over the last 15 plus years. Every time we invite them somewhere, they're busy, but they go out with other people who are in the same circle of friends. Like, they go out and hang out with, they got their people who they want to hang out with. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You know, you can't please everybody. I might be the
Right.
most awesome person in the world, but I'm just not for them because they don't like awesomeness. So I'm good.
I love it. No, that's a good point though, because yeah, there's some people out there who you think, and we can get on that topic later, but you know, some people, you know, you might think like, oh, you know, they're close enough to come to my house, they're close enough to hang out with, they're close enough to whatever the case may be. You know, our kids play together, but they may not mess with you the way you mess with them. You know, you might consider that friendship more than they consider that friendship. You know, I mean, me and Dame can attest to that. We got friends who or associates who feel like they are best friend. And we like, you know, not my best friend.
Actually, you're not. No,
I'll consider you a
terrible.
friend, but that's it. You know? But you know, and that's the thing. You know, like I've gotten better over the years at making sure people understand the relationship I have with them. You know, right now I have 3 really good friends that I consider best friends. And then I have a group of people who I consider friends that are just, you know, regular friends. And then I have associates, you know, and, you know, I don't go around being like, oh yeah, this my bestie. And this my, I don't do all that. I'm like, no, but people know that, you know, these 3 people are the people who I consider my closest friends. And then, you know, I got my fellas who I'm like, yeah, they're my boys and my brothers. But, you know, I got people who I'm like, oh yeah, we just cool. Or, you know, it's an associate, it's a classmate, it's a whatever the case may be. You know, me and my wife, we had a conversation all the time about how people misinterpret friendship and feel like you are close, you know, that people feel the affinity to you that you feel to them. And it doesn't always match up. It does not always
It's never gonna be equal. It's never gonna be equal.
All things are not considered equal. It's true. True.
Unless it's your wife or your husband, it's never gonna be equal.
Yeah. But
and even
I've invited people that don't show up. I mean, I'm a person that doesn't necessarily show up all the time. It's depending on the type of event. So if it's an adult event with no kids involved, I gotta first find the babysitter. If I can't find a babysitter, I'm probably not gonna go. And depending on the time and the day, if I don't have anything else planned, but I'll let you know I'm not coming, right? I will do that. I'll try my best to let people know I'm not coming. Yeah. And I'll say it. Some people get a little upset about it, but you want me to tell you I'm not coming or just not show up? Which one?
Well, yeah, there's that part. Yeah.
But if it's a kid-friendly event and it's something appropriate for my son to go to, I'll bring him. That's not a problem. But I'm like choosy about where I bring him. But I will bring him to a couple places and stuff like that. But yeah, sometimes I just can't go, and that's just it. I would love to show up to a lot of things.
Do you think you can that you've been affected by a person who may have invited you to things and now they no longer invite you because they possibly feel like, you know, you've declined too many times? Do you feel like
probably, but I feel like most people that don't invite me are automatic, like, don't ask me, and then they're like, oh, I didn't think you could get a babysitter. Like, no, you could ask me.
Right.
Like, because I'm a big person of just give me advance notice and ask me, and I'll see what I can do. Right. It's very simple.
Give me a chance. Give me a choice to say no. Don't just assume on my behalf, because that's not fair to either one of us. That's gonna make the person who's not inviting you look like a butt.
Yeah, and then they're like, why? You went here, blah blah blah. Yeah, because they asked me in advance, and I got a babysitter. Like, you asked me, hey, can you go somewhere tomorrow?
Oh, right, yeah.
Or in a week or two, depending on where it is and what we're doing, I probably can't go. Like, if you're talking about hopping on a train to go to New York for a couple hours, I can't do that. I might get a babysitter for a couple hours, but I can't get a babysitter for a New York trip, right?
Right.
So, whereas my sister told me 2 weeks ago about her birthday. This is what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. All right, say less. Let me work this out, or I'm coming. Only I won't come if I ain't feeling good.
Yeah. To the same thing that Dame said. For me, it definitely depends. Because like Dame said, he said, you know, he's a great example of that. I've definitely, I would say over the years, I've probably invited Dame to at least maybe 10, maybe 15 things. He showed up to a good
4.
handful, maybe 4 or 5. I have not stopped inviting Dame because I understand his plight. I understand his predicament. Being a father, being a person who's been in that situation where I was the stay-at-home dad. I did most of the caregiving for my kids. That I would run into that issue where if it wasn't, like you said, Sonny, if it wasn't a kid-friendly event, or if it wasn't a family-friendly event, I would be struggling to attend things because I had to have my kids, and then situations where it was people who, I felt like, I have to be, in a certain headspace, or I know the type of people that they hang around, whatever the case may be. I might choose not to go because I'm like, well, you're hanging with people. Like, I mean, I really had to have that conversation with a friend of mine recently where I'm like, look, I love you to death. If you invite me to something and it's a big thing, I'm going to come. I'm going to do my best to come because it's a big thing. But if it's not a big thing, I'm probably not going to come because of the people you hang out with. They're not for me. I'm just not going to do it. Not that I hate them or anything. It's just they're just not my people. They're your people. They're not my people.
Yeah. I got that.
And so I think that that person now understands where I stand, and so now they pick and choose, and they did that. They did me that favor, and and I appreciate that. They're like, hey, I'm having this big event. I know what blah 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 blah. Okay, appreciate that. Now I know how to move. And I'm like, I showed up. I'm like, hey, I'm here, because I appreciate you, looking out. You made sure I understood the gravity of the event. I'm here.
I get upset when people do. This is my it's not really an issue, but it's bothersome to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're my friend, you know that I don't have babysitters every time I want to go out. You understand that. So I don't want to walk into a situation where somebody asks, oh, yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? Why am I explaining to you anything? Like, I explained to the person whose function it is. Why are you even asking me? They should. I feel like that's something like, oh, well, why so and so couldn't come? Oh, blah blah blah. They had something else they had going on, and they weren't unable to attend. Cool. Why is we explaining to these people I don't know, never met a day in my life, why I couldn't come?
Right.
Who are you to explaining anything? Like, that'll make me not want to come around because, like, who are you? I don't even know you. Why are you questioning me?
Like, you see, like I saw Will's boys for the first time in months. Now they went up to a long time no see. That's it. They didn't ask me no questions like where you been at. We grown adults.
Yeah, like life is life, and I got friends that I don't see in a lot of while pop up till when they function. They have a function like I said. I'm big on trying to be there for your birthday. If I could be there for a birthday or something important, I'm definitely going to make sure pull out whatever I can pull out to make sure I can show up for you, right? So if I show up to one of my friends' party, I ain't seen her friends in forever. We all like, oh, long time we ain't seen each other since the last function. Hugging and kikiing. Ain't nobody saying where you been, what's going on, why you ain't been around.
Right.
I got
I know people who have a problem with those questions because they feel like you said, they feel like, why are you in my business? But two, it's like, they feel like it's a weird question to even be asked because it's like, if I wasn't around, I'm not there. That's why I wasn't there, because I wasn't, it has nothing to do with anything in particular. I'm not trying to be, a bad friend to this person. I'm just not there. Smooth said, I stopped being invited to things because I don't show up a lot. Not because I don't want to show up. I was just being a dad. Man, that's a hard one. And that's the thing. I think it's unfair, and even if you're not a parent, I think you should still understand the plight of parents that can't make everything. They're doing what they are supposed to be doing. They're at home with their kids, or they're taking their kids to things that kids can go to. They can't make adult only events, or they can't make all the events. Like in Dame's situation, I understand that he's got young kids, so the options are limited. You know, it's not like you can just up and take a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old to everything, regardless of who's there. You know, it could be a kid event, but what if it's all big kids? Then what you're doing? You know, he's gonna bring
exactly. What if it's a big kid? My son's 13. I'm not taking
bring
a
a
little
3-year-old to a teenage event. That's not gonna work. You know,
exactly.
Oh shit! Damn, times keep flying. Nobody told Josiah to get that old.
Yeah, that's like even with Zay, he 13. I don't take him to little kid. I mean, like I said, it's outside of my niece and my grandbaby, he don't go to the kids events younger than him. Like usually his age group, other than his one friend is not as old as him, but they play well together. They've been hanging together since he came out the womb. Every birthday Zay's been to, for the most part, and he's been to Zay's birthday. And I just crack up because they're like not that far in age, but they are hilarious together. Like they just their own little personality. That's just who they are, and I love it. I love that for them. But like you kind of pick and choose who your child can go with. And like I said, like at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this shit. I'm not there. I show up when I can.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it makes sense for me, it makes sense for me. And if I could come, like I said, if I could get out for a couple hours during the day, cool. If I can't, I can't.
Yeah.
And just in Sonny's case, me and her understand like our kids have a choice too, because they don't vibe with everybody who they just meet, and sometimes they do vibe with somebody who they can get along with. So that's another thing we have to put in in context, because my son sometimes gets along with the weirdest people. Mm-hmm. So I had to put that in the back of my head. Like he likes that person. You know, like he actually goes up and talk to that person. Like he just went up and started talking to some random, just like, hey, nice tool belt, because he likes construction.
Right.
He likes firefighters. He likes policemen. He's very proactive with those people, but other random people is just like, nah. So he had to have that good vibe and feel for him. So
right. Yeah. No, I feel you.
It's like that with old people and women. And when he want to talk to me, look him in the eye socket and say hi, or look at the girl and be like, hi. I'm like, oh.
I don't know. Sound like Zay on some other stuff.
Really old person, I like you.
They like, hey, he like, hey,
lady. I approve that message.
I know, right? They like, hey, lady.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. A little bit of trending topics. Somebody just posted this in the group chat saying we need to talk about Drewski. So Drewski recently showed off some of his comedic skills, imitating conservative white women, and people definitely immediately attributed this to the Erica Kirk situation. And
no, it was her. No, it was all her.
Okay, yeah, but bottom line, he has not been getting 100% approval of this. A lot of people have been finding it hilarious. A lot of people have been finding the humor in it, but there's a huge group of people who have not. And one of the things that came up was whiteface. Like, is whiteface a thing? The other thing that came up was just I guess her supposed reaction to it. A cease and desist letter that was very, very unusual. Somebody called it. They said, is this a cease and desist or is this an audition letter? Like it was very unusual cease and desist letter. But long story short, Drewski, came out in a skit acting like Erica Kirk, and what's your guys' thoughts on this whole situation? What's your opinion of this whiteface fiasco or big brouhaha?
Very simply.
You wanna go,
yeah, very simply put, I don't care. I didn't watch it. I don't particularly care about it. I saw somewhere that somebody said that it was racist.
Mm-hmm.
And I chuckled a little bit, because I think that's hilarious. But that's how you feel.
So, do you think whiteface is a real thing, or do you think it's blown out of proportion, or what's your thoughts on them calling it? Like you say, you chuckled.
Well, why didn't they say the same thing about white chicks?
Good point.
Point.
Good point.
We can have a conversation, but you don't want to have the conversation. So that was a comedic thing. This is a comedic thing. What moment are we having? Y'all want to have such outrage? Like I said, I don't care. Like I literally don't care, but y'all want to have outrage.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny, I got one for you.
What?
Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah,
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh right, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yeah,
we let that slide a little bit, a little something.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think Smooth was on the show at one point. We were talking about Tropic Thunder. Yeah. And I think he said he had a problem with that. And I know I found it hilarious, the Tropic Thunder situation. Even though, I don't find blackface funny. But Tropic Thunder was one of those rare exceptions where I found it well placed, and I saw the comedy in it, and I saw the psychological statement about it. But I think it definitely makes sense that a lot of people didn't see the humor in it, or stuck to the traditional feelings of the outrage to it. Whiteface, no, I'm sorry. I don't believe it's a thing. I'm sorry, Dane. Go ahead, please.
The funny thing is with Tropic Thunder, it was a play on context. If you get blackface, he turned himself black for a whole role. That's the whole funny part of the skit. Drewski acted just like anybody else playing a character. He didn't say anything disparaging about her. He just acted like a person who's out there in the real world. Mm-hmm. He didn't attack her. He didn't attack her kids. He didn't attack her late husband. Nothing. It was just a mimic of a person in real life.
I mean, and that was, even though I didn't watch it, that was the funny thing for me, is that it was supposed to be. I watched the little skits, or not skits, what do you call it? The little clips of it. And, like you said, Dame, as far as I could tell, he was just, kind of basically exaggerating. It was a caricature, right? And he was just exaggerating the obvious. And that's the thing, is that when it's done in that way, it's more of a statement. It's more of a statement to what is going on versus an attack or versus a disparaging remark on the situation.
I think it's because who it is.
Oh yeah,
and the kind of in the political climate that we're in right now, like if he's a right winger making fun of a left hander, the opposite is going to get mad, vice versa. It depends on your comedy, what you think is comedy and what you think is funny. Not everything that's funny to me is going to be funny
by this, but they wasn't outraged when our president decided to share the clip of Michelle Obama and them. Like, I don't.
Right.
Oh, right, yeah.
But see, that's the thing about the politics. It's like people looking out the right window, people looking out the left window. Instead of just looking out those windows, go in the front door and get a picture of the whole lawn.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the whole, because it's not. You're just looking at one side. Look at both sides, and you like, okay. Look, get the full perspective of what's going on, and not just one side.
For sure.
This is funny.
Yeah.
At least to me. it was funny.
All right. Next up, going back to some social media stuff. So I was watching some clips or some reels rather on Instagram, and saw a young lady talking about her religious transformation. Hopefully we haven't done this topic, because I feel like okay. I talked about this a lot with some other people, so I was like, I hope I didn't get this topic yet. But I saw this young lady. She was talking about her religious transformation and how she went from being this promiscuous woman, and how she was very image based and materialistic and all these things. And then she found God. She changed her life. She now, prays and goes to church, and has gotten away from materialistic things. The crazy thing about the video, though, was how 90%, well, maybe not 90, 85% of the video was all of her promiscuous videos. half naked, you know, butt popping out of clothes, boobs everywhere, all the things she was showing off, all the clothes and purses and shoes and all that kind of thing, showing her traveling and all this kind of stuff. And then the last little 15% of the video was, you know, some of her things she was doing with her church friends and her religious friends, things like that. But she was, you know, throughout the whole thing, she was talking about this transformation that she made and how she's living a better life because of God. Appreciate that part. But I started looking at it like, I've seen this so many times now where people are doing this, where they're putting out on social media how they're, you know, finding personal enlightenment. They're finding a change in life. And the question is, are these influencers really going through a personal enlightenment, or is this a social media strategy?
I think it depends on what thing, because that type of, like you said, how she started the video out, regardless of what she was talking about, what was showing, right, grabs people's attention, and we know sex sells. So to get the attention that you want to get to that video, it's like when you see this one comedian, he's popular in Philly and everything, he posts like a crazy, like a girl shaking her butt. He'd be like, all right, now I got attention. I got tickets on sale for this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
It gives
Kirkland does that. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives that for me.
Yeah.
So while the transformation may be, because I don't know this person personally, the transformation may be what it is, but to do the video in the way in which you did it, you could have and then had your little acts of what you know, talk about, like, or had the video show like the different stuff you did and talk about what you have done. Because that's like going to church and the pastor talking about how he was out here selling drugs and showing you clips of him selling drugs at the strip clubs and showing you all the stuff and saying now God changed his life. No, you can see that through people's eyes. If I know you, I know what you were doing. You don't got to show me that. I know what you were doing, and now I see that you're doing something completely different. So that's the transformation for me, or their personal enlightenment or whatever. But when you do things like that, I feel like it's strategic, especially in the social media era, to grab the attention, to get you. But because at that point, nobody cares what you're talking about. They're just watching the video,
right,
to see all the stuff that you used to do. They ain't even
yeah. Because if I was watching it with no sound on, I would have never known what the video was about, other than
exactly, because
you know all the fashion that she wore and her sheen days and all that kind of stuff. That's all I would have known about.
Yeah,
Dane,
I got nothing. No, it's corny to me. It's like you doing it for clickbait and to get, because if you're really going to be serious about whatever transformation, religious or anything, you're just going to do it by works. You're going to put a video out there like, yeah, if y'all notice, I do this now because of the XYZ, and you want to keep it moving. You're not going to make this whole long video of how I've changed. Your actions are going to say how you change, not just by your words. And it's depending on how you say it, and I guess the video, I guess whatever's leading up to it, like, oh, you've noticed over the years I've changed because XYZ, this happened in my life, XYZ. Not just some, oh, hallelujah, I found Lord. No, it's just like, no, that's it. It's miss me with this one.
Right.
Like somebody said the last episode, last segment. Yeah, I don't care.
right. Yeah, no, I definitely agree that, you know, it's a strategy. That's what I found about. I mean, that's what hit me about it, was like you're showing all these things that you're doing, or that you were doing, that you used to do, and like you said, Sonny, I you know, her transformation could have been legitimate, but to use those images and those videos as a means to catch attention, it's strategy. It's pure strategy. You know, Dane, you know, that's my favorite word lately is it's clickbait. You know, and rage bait as well, is that, you know, it's to get attention, it's to get engagement, it's to have people talking about these things versus talking about the negative of this thing versus the actual true issue or the actual true thing, you know. So I definitely feel like it's a way to get engagement, catch everybody's attention. Like I said, if I wasn't listening to the sound, and I do that a lot of times. I'll just scroll through, have my sound totally off, and just looking at the pictures, looking at the videos. And the video was long. So, the only thing that caught my attention is when she started talking, which was only about 2 seconds into the video. So, I saw this woman walking around, and all of a sudden she's like, I used to be this person. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, and I found God and I did this. And then she's like talking and talking and talking. But all these images do not match up with the discussion. And I'm just like this is crazy. Yeah, anybody else would have just watched it, probably liked it and kept it moving and not paid attention to the last 5 seconds of this 1 minute video to see that she had, totally changed her style, her attitude, and her actions.
And if your actions really did change, you would take down those videos.
That part. Oh no, those videos are probably still all up in her timeline.
right. Like if you really did change for God, you would take those videos down that's enticing and enticing people to come watch more of your video
and leading them with
you're leading them. Yeah. Right. So that's not supposed to be loving in God's eyes. So yeah, you suck.
Yeah, right. No doubt. All right. Dame sent the video to the group chat. No, I think it was an article. And the article was talking about video games. And in this video game evolution, the things that were being done differently now than what it used to be. Basically it was saying how video games are affecting today's youth now versus back in the day. And in the video they were talking about how games in the past would have more strategy based, shorter boards, things would be done in such a way that you would play these games in short bursts, and that you would be able to pull yourself away and go off and do something. And then, when you would play them, you would play that game, and then that game will be the same game until you finish it. And then you can go buy a different game, but that was it for that game, right? And they weren't out trying to make $1 billion off of one video game for 20 years, where nowadays games are longer, they're more involved, or they have online play where you download updates and things like that, but after you pay for the DLCs, the expansion packs and all the things like that. And a lot of games nowadays people play for hours upon hours, if not longer. And people get so worked up into them that they can hardly pull themselves away. So they were kind of discussing this and the differences. And so the question was definitely like, how are these games really affecting today's youth? Is it really as I guess from a negative standpoint, is it really as bad as they were making it out to be now versus back in the day? Or do you see it differently? What's your take on how games are really impacting the youth versus the games in the past?
Well, I like the video games from back in the day. I like, when we played the Super Mario Brothers, Sega, even 2K. I can think of Mortal Kombat, Tekken. Tekken was my game. Oh my God, Tekken. But like, it kind of made you you could play the games, you could play the tournaments, you could play different things, right? Mm-hmm. But you did have, I think you allowed you the way the games were made, you did have time to kind of walk away from it, right? Whereas if you're playing what is it? That's my favorite game too. My God, where is it? San Andreas, what is it?
Oh, GTA.
I love GTA, but like you could on go playing it. It's not like really like you got to pause and save it versus getting past the board and then going back, because when you play Mario, you could just get past a certain board and go back to it. Sega too, right? You have to go like, you have to run through the land and you get to each board and go like that. Second was a little different, but like the Grand Theft Autos, the Call of Duty and stuff like that, and all these different new games, you could kind of, even with the Wii's, you were able to play. Wii's got you up in exercise, right? Different things. So that was good too. But you can always pause them and continue. You could play a game and go back. Whereas these, I guess I want to say the role playing games are more lengthy. So you got to kind of save it, and then you can get stuck there playing a game, especially Grand Theft Auto. You can play it for hours. I know for me, I'm playing it with Franklin and them, and we going through, and I'm doing all the stuff, and I could go make money on the streets real quick and go do some stuff, but also do like side things, but also play the game to get to the next thing and pass these different obstacles. Right. While you can save during the process, you could just sit down there for hours and play it for like 5 hours straight, and then got to say, all right, I'm gonna stop after this 5 minutes. Next thing you know, you get this mission, you on it, and you trying to pass it before you even stop. Next you 7 hours in and it's stuck. So I think it right. does take away from being able to be outside and go play and do something other than sit and play the game for hours. Because I think those of them, they can have you sitting for hours playing them, especially right. Call of Duty too.
Oh yeah. Because you're playing with other people. You can't really pause that. You gotta, finish your campaigns and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Dang.
Even with the NBA games, that's a little bit more because it's plays. You're going back and forth. You got to be on defense. Right. Like it's, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dane, what's your take?
Sorry, my kids are being rambunctious. Back then, they were out. Same goal as it is today, is to make money. Yes, it was more challenging because they actually had to put extra thought and effort. Because yesterday, once you put the product out there, it was out there for good, for life, for however long that system or that game is going to last. Because now with technology, everything's online. The developers and the game makers can just fix a problem. Like, oh, we didn't like the way that level was. We're going to shut down the servers. We're going to shut down games, and we're going to revamp this to make it better. People have outraged the game developers on one game so badly, they went back and changed the ending just because people, the community was that mad over the ending. They like, no, we don't agree with this because we got over a decade of
You say you want to be heard.
They're right.
It's these kids tonight. They want to be heard. But yeah, strip club runs and robbing folks and stealing better cars is always the goal.
right.
Like I was playing on Grand Theft for a minute. Me and my wife, we was up there stealing. Me, Bonnie and Clyde, the black Bonnie and Clyde back then. It's like we was up there robbing stuff and everything. It's like so, but now it's like they can put half thought effort into games and add on extra money to it because now with the add-ons for today's technology, oh, $20 here for the new DLC. Oh, you want this skin? Oh, you want to look like this character? Like Fortnite. Oh, they paid for that. Oh, we got extra skins for everything now. You want to look like my Barbie and Ken and just you want to play with this character? Oh, look, it's Cardi B. It's like what the nobody's off limits with Fortnite, so they add all this extra stuff to all the video games. So it's not that the games were much thought of. Like its technology has evolved.
Yeah. I mean, and that's my thing about it is I think that because that was the one thing that I understood where the article was going in terms of they felt like there was more strategy back then, and there was more. It made you think more, and it made you, but it didn't keep you for long periods of time, and things were set the way they were. Like to Dame's point, they didn't try to change everything every so often to make more money off of it. But that was the thing, and that was my problem with it. Was like, yeah, technology back then limited their ability to do that. They only had the ability to make what they could make and put it out there. They didn't have 30 years to wait to release a game. They had to release the game right then. Mario was a side scroller adventure game that had so many boards. It was so many boards because that's all the technology could handle. I think Mario was one of the most advanced games at the time. Maybe not the advanced, but it was up there. But that was not to say the best they could do, but that was one of the best things that they could do. And they were at, they had their limits. If they could have put DLCs into games back in 83, they would have put DLCs into games back in 83. I promise you they would. The same gripes that we have about games
who don't know what DLCs are, what are they?
Oh, I'm sorry. They're downloadable content. So downloadable content generally, not all the time, but generally like 90% of the time are paid updates, expansions, and modifications that you can make to a video game in order to adjust, change, or enhance the gameplay. Game developers and game developing companies generally charge for those in order to improve or increase the sales or the profit being made off of the game. So instead of selling a game once, they can actually sell a game multiple times under the same guise of a new playing experience, new playing times. They are options rather. But back then they didn't have that ability. The games came on a cartridge. What was on the cartridge is what you got. That there actually wasn't even such thing as online gaming back then because there was no online, there was no internet. So believe me, those developers may have even been thinking fast forward to that, where they probably felt like, hey, one day we're going to be able to sell these games twofold, threefold, fivefold, because we'll be able to expand on them once we have the ability to push information and data down to the games. The aspect or the what I feel like is a fairy tale of what games used to be is a fairy tale because the intention was not that innocent. Their intentions was not to allow you to play this game for a couple of hours and leave and go play outside. They wanted you to stay enthralled and involved in this game. That's why Zelda was so long. Zelda wasn't a couple of hours gameplay. Zelda was a long, drawn out role-playing game. Mario would have been longer if they could have made it longer, which part 2 was. If I'm not mistaken, part 2 was like twice as big. So it's not that they had these innocent intentions to just make something of light leisure. They wanted you to be involved. They wanted to pull you in. They wanted you to feel like this is something I want to do for hours and then go buy the next game. Believe me, that's what they wanted. So I don't believe it was this fairy tale of these games are so great, because even back then people complained that everyone was addicted to games. Go ahead, Dan.
And it goes deeper than that though, because now they got to the point where they sell the game, and after they
he's having sheep.
After even the wife. So after they buy the game, after they sell it so many copies, they at the point where they give the game away for free because like, oh, it's downloadable. This game is now free. But if you want to upgrade as the years go along, season passes. For the new content, you got $19.99, $21.52 for the next season pass. And also, like we was talking about, like what was that game? Fortnite. If you want extra stuff, there's microtransactions. $5 to get this skin for a gun, or to get this skin for whatever armor you got. Yeah, just like you just got to pay all this extra money. So they're selling after they make the money off the game of what the projection is. They like make it free so everybody can download it and we can make more money off the microtransactions.
That's true. A lot of games are built on that strategy. There's games on mobile devices that's built specifically with that in mind. The games are all free except for they have these
pay for certain things. You pay for extra gems and all that stuff. It's so funny because my daughter. That's funny we talking about this because my daughter texted me last night, because talking about how back when I got her DSi and all the games she didn't have. I was like, girl, you had a DSi. Like, what are you talking about? And then you had enough games. You didn't. You know how much them games cost?
Right. Yeah.
Like
game
buying
prices have
games,
never gone down.
games was never cheap. They was $50 a pop, and couldn't be nothing new because you spend about $70 for a game.
Right.
Not including all the other stuff. And then on top of that, she had a DSi, she had an Xbox 360, she had a PS4.
Oh, dang, she had everything. I didn't even have all that.
You talking about you ain't have all the games? You had games, bro.
And I was grown.
Why are we talking about this? Like, what moment are you having that you're asking me questions? Like, do you understand that we didn't have a game when we was growing up? Like, not until we were much older that we finally got the Sega.
For sure.
Like, you lucky you had your own individual game. Like, you know, we didn't even have Game Boys. Like, y'all kids grew up on DSi's and Nintendo Switches and all.
Oh, and GameCube and all that.
Hey, and be lucky that you didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s like we did. Remember, everybody had that one friend with the Neo Geo over their grandma's house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not that old, but y'all, you know, you had that moment.
No, it's like it was funny. At this time, it was $1,000 system. At the time,
yeah, because it was a legit video game system. Like you were playing the arcade. It was like arcade quality graphics and everything. So yeah, none of us could afford that.
Everybody said, "Oh yeah, my grandma said that I had to keep it over here because she wants to see me play it over here." I'm like, no, ain't nobody paying $1,000.
The whole family.
Nobody paying $1,000. Not to play a game.
You know they had the old school. You can hook up to your TV. The old school. I might get one. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like I'm probably gonna give me a PS2, a PS PlayStation, so I can play Grand Theft Auto because I like it.
All
right.
You
know what's
funny? And I gotta get Tekken. And then of course Mortal Kombat. But like it's not gonna be the newer PlayStation because I don't really care. Like, you know, but it's gonna be.
I think most of those systems now are backwards compatible, and you can download all the old classic games. So they make it so you can still come to the new system, and then we can sell you all the old stuff for $10.
And that's no more. But that's funny because the older games were actually more fun. You actually had better fond memories of the older games that we played. The newer stuff looked pretty. Sonic. Man, the new games look pretty and stuff, but you got all the memories from the older games like Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sonny don't want these problems with Tekken. Sonny don't want these problems with Tekken though. So
listen, you don't want no problems with me. I done kicked many ass. Not
Sounds like we're gonna have to have a game tournament or something.
I done kicked many ass, and you know how to play. Like I got my ass kicked. I ain't gonna hold you, but I also kicked plenty of ass.
Oh, Michael said he still got his Sega and his PlayStation. He said
I want Michael too.
Keep up with the retro games.
Yeah, I might get me a Sega because that's
hey Michael. We need to know what's your favorite fighting game and your favorite sport game. That's what we need to know.
I do some Virtua Fighter. I do some 2K.
Virtual Fighter, that used to be my stuff. Virtual Fighter, you know me. I was more of a Street Fighter guy. I was a Street Fighter guy. I was really into Tekken or.
It was a game before. It was a game, a military style game. I can't think of the name of it. I used to play. This is before Call of Duty.
Before Call of Duty, that was popular.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it.
Battlefield.
I don't know why I want to say Soldiers of Fortune, but it probably wasn't.
Oh, Battlefield. Battlefield was
Battlefield.
No, not Battlefield. It wasn't Battlefield because I know Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield. I think it's the precursor to COD, right?
Yeah, but it's something before then because it was probably when it was out. My daughter was born in 2002, so it had been like 2002, 2003, maybe 4, because she probably was like 2 going on 3 then. But it was a game. It was like a game, but it wasn't Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like soldier. It was like a military
Medal of Honor?
Huh?
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor. That's one.
I don't remember that name. I think if I hear it, it'll pop in my head. But it wasn't. I used to play that though. But I used to play it, but I can't think of the name. Because I was just back when, you know, I was still at people's houses playing the games that they had, but I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Oh, Navy SEALs. SOCOM.
Oh, SOCOM. That was a big one too.
Was it SOCOM?
SOCOM.
Yeah.
SOCOM was the precursor to Battle Call of Duty.
Oh, Michael said Tekken was one of his favorite fighting games in NBA 2K. I think everybody was 2K.
Yeah, Tekken and Mortal Kombat was my 2K. Shit.
See, I'm real old school. My favorite sport game was Tecmo Bowl and Double Dribble. Yeah, it was Tecmo Bowl was pre Madden. Madden had nothing on Tecmo Bowl back then.
John Elway's quarterback football.
Man. Oh man, John Elway. I remember that.
The sports talk football.
Yeah, I'm trying to I like 2K though. So 2K was my shit too.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being engaged. Make sure you don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when to come watch us. We always have great shows, great topics. Make sure you follow us on the Facebook group, GFT Join the Conversation. Make sure you get over there on Facebook to do that. And, make sure you get back here and watch us Mondays at 10 p.m. You can also find us on gftradioshow.com for all of our socials, all of our links, and replays all of our shows. Make sure you hit us up on GFT_radio on Twitter and Instagram, GFT Radio on Twitch, GFT Radio Network on Facebook, and join the conversation group over on Facebook.com/group/GFT Join the Conversation. Check out our merchandise over at GFTradio.creator-spring.com for all of our apparel and our accessories. We even got drinking glasses. We got great t-shirts, sweatshirts, everything. And more. Make sure you get over there and do that. Listen free on demand 24/7 on our audio platforms, as well as watch our video replays on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Sonny, tell the folks where they can find you.
Y'all can find me at IamSunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Threads, and follow me on Main Character Energy _podcast. We also have a TikTok page, but I'll give that information out on my page. Unreservedly Me is my website. And if you missed this recent episode of Main Character Energy Podcast, go to Mr. Know-It-All Network or go to the in Main Character Energy _pod. The link is there. Watch episode 4, 1 through 4, but also episode 4.
All right, for sure. Dane?
You can find me up at Another Level Up on Instagram, Shenlo21 on Xbox and Twitch, and Dame on that's Dame on TikTok and Threads, same as Instagram.
He doesn't know any of this stuff. I don't even know where y'all got to follow me at, but look at me. I'm here up on the screen. I got a red shirt on. There's information down there. Go read it.
Terrible.
I'm teasing.
And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG, Threads, and Twitter. I'm Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. You can visit me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to, including some new tracks, some old tracks, some old school, some new school, all the stuff. So make sure you get over there and check me out on williestyles.info for all my links. Make sure you do that. Hit me up. Follow me. Again, GFTradioshow.com. Make sure you guys check us out. Until next time, we are.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to all of our social media sites.